Hey, thanks for checking out my channel. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, and yeah, this is a review of 47 Ronin. I'm a blind film critic, so I watch films with audio description. This one was provided by the Media Access Group, narrated by Christopher Flowers. Depending on how this movie transfers, it's actually, for a while, it's just sat on HBOMAX. So I don't even know if it is transferring or if HBOMAX is like, no, we are keeping 47 Ronin forever. You will never have it. So basically I had to do the same thing here that I did with Ouija, where I came to HBO Max to watch the first one, and then I went to Netflix to watch the other one. Yes, there's another one. Yeah, they made a sequel to 47 Ronin. And I saw that, and I realized, oh my god. But I hadn't seen 47 Ronin. It was a movie I passed over in 2013. Honestly, because it looked dumb. I'm just gonna be totally honest. It looked dumb. It looked like something. It was released around Christmas, too. At the time when film critics sometimes ignore films like this, and because we spend so much time reviewing films that we think might be nominated for Oscars, and we're like, oh, 47 Ronin. Get away. You're a summer film. What are you doing here? Why are you in Oscar season? So, yeah, I didn't watch it. But I did, finally. Now it's about 2 hours. And it has really great audio description. The thing is pretty much like constantly action-packed. It's lots of samurai fighting, and there are monsters, and there's a witch, and it was way more complicated than I ever gave it credit for. Even the plot, I was trying to follow the plot, and I was like, what is happening in this film? At the beginning, there's like a data dump of background as to what a Ronin is. It like explains to you, just sort of in like narration at the beginning of the film, what even a Ronin is for the audience. And then we sort of evolve and get into the story, and then we find Keanu Reeves, and he's this guy, but he's a half-breed, and they keep calling him that half-breed, and I'm like, oh man, Japan was racist. So they just keep calling him. So, he saves this one guy's life, and he's like, I'd rather die than be saved by a half-breed. And I was like, whoa. I thought this was kind of like a uniquely American thing, but apparently things were rough back then in Japan. It deals a lot with samurais and what's up with Keanu Reeves and what makes him special. Yeah. And for those of you who are like, oh, it's Keanu and he's a white savior, I don't think that's Keanu's thing. I don't get that that's his vibe. I mean, they do make quite an effort out of him only being part of the culture, but not fully. And this film has done an excellent job of casting just tons of Japanese actors in place. I saw Rinko Kikuchi in the cast list at the end. I didn't recognize her voice, but I did see her in the cast list. She was in Babel. One of the few good things about that film. I didn't like Babel. But yeah, a lot of other people, a lot of other talent in this film. Yeah, it was better than I kind of thought it was, but I still didn't love it. I think it's interesting. I think it talks about culture. I think there's a plot here. I think it has a lot going on. It's a lot of moving parts. I can see why this film costs so much. that was one of the problems with 47 Ronin, why they didn't make a sequel, even though Keanu really wanted to make a sequel or start a franchise with this. It was like, I think it was like a $200 million movie. It was just really, really over budget. Somebody should have looked at it and been like, can we make this for 50? Because then it might be a hit. And then we might actually be able to make more. Instead, I don't know. I fear the sequel, but I am so happy to jump into it. It has audio description on Netflix, and wait for that review because it's coming. It's the whole reason I watched this. I don't know. This is like the year of weird legacy sequels. I'm serious. Don't look at me like that. Don't. I see you. You're like, what do you mean? This is Top Gun Maverick was amazing. Yeah, but for Top Gun Maverick, we had to like sacrifice like little children, and then we had to make Eraser Reborn. We had to make a sequel to 47 Ronin, and I don't know if you know this, but coming out this month, R.I.P.D. 2, and I don't know why. I have no answers. I saw that on Netflix's list of films coming out. I was like, they made a sequel to R.I.P.D.? That movie bombed at the box office. It didn't even do... It didn't do well at all. And I know the cast isn't returning. Why did they make a sequel? Are we just making anything have a sequel now? Yeah, there's a sequel to R.I.P.D. Wow. So for every Top Gun Maverick now, we're gonna get somebody who's gonna be like, hey, so can we get like a sequel to Stay Alive? What's Stay Alive? Do you remember that like horror movie from like the mid 2000s? No. But can we make a sequel to it? I mean, I guess. Sure. I mean, legacy sequels are popular now, so okay. We'll just get weird sequels to things. So, yeah, 47 Ronin was it was not the kind of film I needed more of. It was okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with the sequel. So, because it's not going to have the same production values or cast. I'm so here for it. I'm here for a film that I'm assuming will be terrible. Because Eraser Reborn was terrible. So, I should just go ahead and grade 47 Ronin. A lot of props to Christopher Flowers and his team at Media Access Group for, again, exactly what I said. Audio description, super important. Lots of battle sequences. The kind of things that without audio description, you just hear the clanging of swords and people going, ugh! And you're like, who was that? What happened? Did somebody die? Or was somebody just being like really intense? So, yeah, this film would be unwatchable without it. So, thank you for the audio description. But I'm still very lukewarm on this film. So I'm going to give 47 Ronin a C+. It's a small thumbs up. It's if you want to, if you're out there and you're like, man, I've got a craving for Keanu. Okay, sure. But it has a lot going on. It's a little bit messy in the screenplay factory. I would not give this a screenplay award. Yeah, so that's it for me today with that. I am trying to get to 100 subscribers this year. Not 100 million, just 100. It's a very low bar. So if you could subscribe, that'd be great. So we could talk more about movies together. I know that's what you want from me. And I have a website, macmovieguy.com. I still have a Twitter at macmovieguy.com. I also would like to point out that you can go to the Audio Description Project. It's adp.acb.org. And you can type in there and you can see what on services has audio description. Like if you have a subscription to Netflix, you can just click on Netflix and look at the massive list of Netflix titles rather than have to like browse and wonder. It's a really great resource, so check it out and use it. There's also the adna.org where you can look up Mr. Christopher Flowers and see what else Christopher has narrated. That is it for me today, and I will return, but I have to review something else, likely 47 Ronin 2. I don't know what it's called. It's something. It's like the Legend of the... I don't know. It's some other... It's got a different title. They couldn't just do 47 Ronin 2, although that would just admit the film is awesomely bad. So... And that's it for me. So I will see you on the other side.